Alright guys, so this is going to be my mountain detecting video for the year. I don't know if I'm going to be back up here. This is probably going to be the only time I come up here until spring. I didn't take any video on the way up. I've been walking uphill for about a half hour, and this was an old farm. Now I don't know what was here, but there are some old foundations. There's some old rock walls. I've been here before. I never really found much. I found some silver-plated suspender clips, but other than that, not much. So I have a sweatshirt, but I didn't really need it. I'm just sitting down and taking a 2-minute break. So I'm gonna videotape some of this. I don't know if it's gonna be... Who is calling me? I don't know if it's gonna be... See what I mean? No one ever calls me. The minute I hit record, the phone starts ringing. It's just like... Anyway. I don't know if I'm gonna videotape the whole thing. It may be boring. So I know a lot of the times I come into the woods, I'll find it shotgun shells or random garbage like cans, and I have this backpack, so I had a sweatshirt and I didn't need it. It's that's how it is here in Pennsylvania. You get this time of year and you don't know to put a coat on, to put a t-shirt on, and sometimes you put a sweatshirt on 2 seconds later, you're sweating, then you take it off and then the sun goes out like it is now, and then you're freezing again. So you got to carry it with you, and it's a lot of weight coming up these big hills. I mean, I'm already carrying the shovel, I'm carrying this, I have all my gear. I don't have the knee pads because it's just not feasible up here, and I'm not digging enough to have knee pads. I don't necessarily even need the shovel. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it. I have my mini shovel. You know, I remember one time I came up here and I brought my shovel, and if I remember correctly, it's on my old channel, a video of me coming up here. If you look, everyone knows my older channel. But I think if I remember, I took the shovel back because I think it was too heavy, but I just can't remember. But I don't do this enough to remember. I don't come out on these. The shovel's always great to have. Now there's a trail here, there's a trail over there. I came up off that trail. I saw some rock walls down below. Now last time I was here, I did mostly that side. I was just randomly walking to the woods. I think mostly what you're gonna find here is maybe you'll find some random coin that someone dropped. I really don't know what was here. So, but I just wanted to bring you guys along. I just had some goldfish because I was just starving. You burn through a lot of calories coming up here. If you guys are trying to lose weight, walk uphill. You don't even have to run. Just walk uphill. I remember back in high school, I got a dog. I didn't care about flossing now. I always bring floss with me when I eat stuff. That's important too. But anyway, I was walking hills and I started shedding the pounds with my dog up on the mountain. Not this mountain, but it's all you got to do really to lose weight is just walk uphill. You don't have to be a professional athlete or run 10 miles a day. Just don't eat bread and walk uphill, and don't drink soda, and don't drink alcohol, and you will lose weight. And don't eat anything that's inside of a gas station. If they sell it in a gas station, it's probably not good for you. That's words to live by, besides all the metal detecting talk that everyone loves to watch. So I'm just gonna basically randomly walk through here. Then I'm gonna go down over this hill. There's some rock walls. Gonna work my way through there and just kind of head back to the car. I gotta check the time here. It's 2:13. All right, it's 2:13. I don't know. Maybe I'll turn it off halfway. Maybe I won't. Let's just go with it. See what happens. I don't know if anyone ever came up here before. Even if they did, it's unlikely that they're gonna want. Now, years ago, I was in the woods and I found an 1893 quarter up against the rock wall. But I was out there for weeks and weeks and weeks and years. I was out there actually for years, just randomly walking around. Make sure I didn't leave anything back here. Got my keys. If you leave something up here, you're never getting it back, because I'll never remember where I was. But I found an 1893 quarter, and then I found a I think it was a 1912 or 1913 penny. It was actually in a fire pit. It was just like, wow, I found a set of rocks. And it was in some sort of a cave, I remember, like I don't know. And they had a piece of stone over the fire pit, so I took that off and the ashes were still in there. It looked old, but it was protected all those years. And I was like, you know, I'd stick the metal detector in there for 2 seconds. Bam! It hit something. I'm like, oh, it's probably junk. It was a penny. I couldn't believe it. I think I still have it. I think I saved it. I know I have the quarter. So this is just going to be totally random. I had sneakers on because I had foot issues a while ago, so I can't really yet wear boots. And so I got it. These leaves are really slippery. I may fall. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go up. Once I go down, though, I'm not going back up, sort of. So maybe we'll go up for now. Now I know there's going to be a lot of shotgun shells and a lot of this stuff is going to be on top. Oh, knee pads would be nice. See what this is. So I don't really need a shovel. And any big garbage I'm not taking with me. Here's an old shell. Now what I'll do with these, I may actually add it to the video as well. I'm gonna take these shells home. And there's a website, Aussie Detecting, and there's like cartridge something. You could look these shells up and get a year on them. So I'll do that on a couple of them. I'll probably add it to this video. Here's one shotgun shell. That's mostly what you're gonna find. And then the random, like the needle in the haystack coin. But good luck. I mostly did this for the video, for historical purposes. I don't really have too much high hope, but I have been surprised before. I was saying, oh, I'm gonna post a mountain video, because I remember last time I was like, post another mountain video. So here you go. So whether we find something or not, at least you'll get to see, if you guys decide to come do a random mountain with no life around, what you find. So it'll be interesting for those folks at home. This is all, I don't know if you probably can't even tell, but this is steep, fairly steep. Just gonna take my time and just picking up the shovel that deep. Well, who knows? We could hit the Holy Grail today. I don't know. I was using the shovel as a crutch before to get me up these hills. There are some rock walls down below, so I think we're going to make a left and start heading down. Just curious to see if anything's in here. So, I found a dog tag, 1947. Last time I was in the random woods. And it was just, and the whole collar was there and everything. So I have no idea. I actually called I found one earlier in the year, I think it was 1964, and I called the courthouse and I said, hey, can you find out whose dog tag this is? I have the number. They said, no, we only keep records for 10 years. So, all that stuff is untraceable. I thought it would have been interesting. Alright, let's head down this way now. I thought it would have been interesting to see if we could have found the person, but even no. I actually said to the girl, I said, do they not have the records, or you just don't feel like... I said, not to be rude to you. And I said, I'm not trying to be rude, but do we not have the records, or do we not feel like going to get them? And I said, don't take that in a insulting manner, but I know, is it like in a... is it in a... in some sort of desk underneath the courthouse? I said, for example, I told her this, I said, for example, let's say the dog tag number would solve a murder. Would the FBI be able to go back and trace whose dog tag it was if we were to pour $100,000 into it? And she said no. So that was my answer. So when I found the second 1947, I didn't call. Because that was even older. I remember the first one was I think the first one I found was 1964. It was by a stream. And whoa. Alright, we're going down now. Just kind of gonna meander in and out. It's 2:13. It gets dark here about 5. So I gotta be out of here to the car by 4:30. I can't take a chance hitting a deer. A lot of deer have been running around. Hoping we find something. And I really hope we do. There's another area down below that I want to hit. There's a foundation. It's on a steep hill, but I do want to focus in on that a little bit. So we're just kind of skim through here. Because the time flies when you're having fun. So I don't want to be all the way up there and be like, oh, it's 4 o'clock. You know. I've never detected this spot before. As far as I know. At least maybe I was in here and didn't even know where I was. Right? Sometimes you get lost up here. Especially areas where you don't really know where you're at. I don't come up here enough to... And we may see a random person hiking, so... I've seen girls come up here by themselves, and I'm just like, wow, you're brave. I give it to them. I would not come up here unless if I had some sort of defensive weapon on me. That's just me. But I see people up there and I'm like, wow, you're brave. I give it to them. I give them credit. And they don't even care. I saw 2 girls up here one time. One girl was by herself. She didn't even care. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey. I'm like, wow. So I don't know if it's our area that we're in that people are trusting, which is great. It's actually refreshing that people don't. You try that in Philadelphia. When I lived in Philadelphia, you'd be walking to the pizza place to get a pizza. And you'd just be walking up the sidewalk and randomly get behind a girl and she'd be reaching for her mace secretly, and you're like, I don't like this. I don't like how people are all nervous. I didn't like living like that, so when I moved back here, I was like, wow, this is refreshing. People don't think you're going to kill them every time you see them. That's one thing I could say. I was kind of like, wow. But I don't blame anybody for being paranoid. You know, it's kind of like, what is that over there? See something white. Is that I don't know. Now there is a trail here. There's a trail on the other side. I don't know where the trails exactly go to. I know where the other one does. I don't know where this one goes to. So there's something white over there. I'm just gonna ride it off as a rock because I don't feel like walking all the way over there. Here's an old tree stand. Treated lumber. Wow, this guy was gung-ho. Some of these guys with these tree stands, they really go all out. And it's like, wow. Yeah, I can't imagine what this was here. I don't know if it's the tree stand or... I wanted to get up here before it got cold. They said once it starts getting freezing cold, there's no way I'm doing this. I'll be in the parks and I'll be able to hop in my car and leave if I get too cold. I figured there was something here. But, well, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. It feels nice to sit down for a second. See a tree root. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's pretty cool. A zipper. Oh, there you go. You get around these tree stands, you start finding beer cans and... I guess I didn't really need the shovel, but... If you find some deep silver, I guess you'll have to... Now, the time I found that quarter, it was actually, believe it or not, it was laying on... I remember it was laying only an inch or two down. It was laying on a flat rock underneath a pine tree, and it had sap all over it, like old sap. But... And the secret to that, if you have any coins... Now, this is what I was told and what I did. But don't take my advice, go look it up on AI or something, but the guy that the coin guy told me soak it in olive oil. So I did, and it sat in there he said it's going to take months, so I did. I let it sit in there for probably 6 months, and most of it actually came off. You never want to scrub anything like that. I know that's the biggest mistake. People start getting like wire brushes and like scrubbing the hell out of it, and it's like... That's a bad thing to do. I put them in water. I did soapy water a couple times on some pennies, and my buddy did too. And I thought that would work, but it left a film on it, like a soap film, and it was almost impossible to get the film off. So now I just do water. I know you can send your coins into PCGS and they'll clean them for you. I think they charge like $10 and then they grade them. I never did that though. I'd like to. I just never did. Oh man, I should have wore glasses too. Another pro tip I have for you is always wear safety glasses, because these branches come out of nowhere and hit you right in your face and your eye. So I forgot mine, but I would wear safety glasses when you're up here, because these limbs just out of nowhere. And you're trying to watch the ground, you're trying to detect, you're trying to make sure nothing's trying to eat you or kill you. And all of a sudden, boom, branch hits you in the face. And it's like, so it's always good to have glasses. If you could remember them. You can see it's 99.9% of the stuff you find on these mountains is garbage. And then like the flicker of hope, once in a while you'll find a coin. Or like, I remember I found a bunch of knives randomly, gutting knives I guess for deer. It was just random. But I did find a bunch of those. The one was just like laying on a tree like this. Arrows, I found arrows before, like aluminum arrows. A lot of cans, a lot of balloons. I find balloons once in a while that I guess they're made out of, well, foil, okay. They're always in the woods. Feels good going down versus going up. I should have videoed coming up. I was, there's a feather. I was like a beaten man walking up this hill. Like, there's the trail right there. I'm kind of gonna hug the middle. I know there's a rock wall coming up. So I'm hoping maybe once we get near the rock wall, maybe we'll find something. But I don't know. That's one mistake people make. They say, "Oh, well, when I get by a rock wall, I'll start finding something." Not necessarily. You have to think with your brain. They're like, all right, who were the guys building the rock wall? Most likely, they were poor. And let's say they were wealthy. Or let's say they had 2 cents to rub together. Do you think they're gonna bring it onto the farm while they're working? For what? Why would they? I don't think they were going to McDonald's on their lunch break. So you have to kind of use your head. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm sure sometimes they had change on them, but then they have to drop it, you know? Throw that in there, and then throw those odds in there, and then what are we talking about? So, I don't think they were walking around with change in their pocket while they were picking rocks out of the garbage. Is there somebody right there? I know it's hunting season. Oh no. Is that a hunter? Oh no, it's a chair. That's right. There was a chair left up here. I remember seeing that chair before. Is that the chair? It's a chair. Alright, I gotta take a whiz, guys. Do it while I can, because people randomly like come walking up through here, and I don't want to go home with like a misdemeanor on my record, you know what I mean? Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just getting a drink. Now, one other thing I wanted to tell you guys, it's off topic, but I guess some of you maybe listen to my advice. But I was at the dentist yesterday, and I go every 6 months, and I have to pay. I don't have the insurance, so I have to pay, and I think I pay $300 or $400 a year, and you get 2 cleanings. And all I can say is I know a lot of you guys probably don't go, and I know you're nervous about the dentist, and I'm sure you have issues, like all of us have issues, but if you haven't been there in a while, this is all I can say. You gotta go to the dentist. You can say, well, the hell with the doctor, you know. I mean, you should go to that too. But if you're gonna skip everything else and you don't want to go to the doctor, make sure you go to the dentist. I mean, and I know a lot of you guys probably haven't gone in 5 years or 10 years or maybe longer, and you're nervous. It's okay. You just gotta go, and you gotta take care of your teeth. And if you have severe problems with your teeth, that's fine too. You just gotta start chipping away at it. You don't want to let it go, because eventually you're not gonna have them. And then you're gonna be like, oh, how do I eat food? Well, everyone takes their teeth for granted. So do me a favor, if you haven't gone, just schedule a dentist appointment today, and go to a real dentist. Go to like an actual dentist. Don't go to these shady places that are like, oh, discount. Just go to a real dentist that charges real money, and they have credit and everything you take out. It's just a necessity. You have to go to the dentist. You have to. Alright, I'll let that go, but I just wanted to mention that last. Get x-rays and just see where you stand, and then go from there. Just wanted to bring that up, Because I know how a lot of people are. And believe me, we're all in the same shoes. We all have problems. And those dentists don't judge. They see really, really, really bad things. So you're nothing they haven't seen before. But while we're off topic, I wanted to mention that well, we're not really digging anything, you know? Ooh. Ooh, look at this. Could be a penny. It's rare you get a high tone out here. I'm gonna guess it's a can, but let's see. If it's deep, it has a chance. It's on top, so it's a... See what it is. It could be anything. I don't want to hit it with the shovel in case it is something nice. Ah, that's exciting, but we are near a path, so it could be anything. And it's not really deep. But that doesn't necessarily mean... Oh, got it out. What is it? Oh, bullet. Alright. Bullet. Fired. That's one thing it bothers me when I see people that have problems with teeth and everything. And I'm not perfect, you know, we all have. I just wish I was a dentist. I think once a year I'd go and I would do free work and maybe I could just write it off. Fix somebody's whole mouth for them for like 200 grand and just write it off. If I was a dentist. I think I would. It's just a horrible, horrible. And I'm I'm still scared when I go there. And I know, it sucks. Every time I get the text, reminder of your... I hate the reminder. I almost feel like telling them, listen, don't tell me until 15 minutes before, text me. I don't want to know 2 weeks before, because then for 2 weeks, that's all I think about. I feel like telling them that. It's like... Alright, I know it's coming. You don't have to remind me 4 times. Alright, on to a new topic. It's a bullet though. Interesting. Always gotta make sure I have my shovel and my pinpoint, or I've been known to leave it and walk away. And then I'm like, uh-oh, and you'll never find it again. One time I almost lost my mini shovel. I put it down at the creek and or the river. I think I was at the river and I walked away and it was in the fall. And I wrote it off as a loss. And I was like, oh God. I looked everywhere, I couldn't find it. I was like, you know what, I want to find this. Got my detector out and I walked and walked, eventually found it. And I was like, oh my God. I walked over it a few times before that. I didn't even know I lost it at first. But I ended up finding it. It's this one right here. I have it all taped up. And when I use this tape, I like it now. It's a lot thicker, but it gives me a pad. I wrapped it with this, I think that's duct tape. I think that's what it's called. And it has a nice soft feel to it now. And it's bigger. And it's hard for me to get a hand around it, but it actually works nicer than the skinnier handle. Thinking about designing my own shovel. Maybe that's what I should do. Where's that rock wall that I saw before? Oh, it's right here. Okay. I was like, where is this thing? And we're gonna work our way down and kind of just... Oh. Call it a day. I don't know. Let's see. I have 3 batteries with me, so... I'll just videotape the whole thing. I don't know. Wall here, which is interesting. This little patch of woods here. I was eyeing this up on the way in. Oop. There's the wall. Oop. $55. I have that repel bug spray on, I think it is. It's 45 DEET. I think it might be a can. What is it? Bullet. 3006 Spring RP. Okay. Yeah. I'll have to make sure I have no ticks on me. Now, other pro tip you can do is wear light colored jeans when you're in the woods. Makes you be able to see the ticks easier. I have a white flannel on as well, but it wasn't by design, it was just random. These jeans I hate light colored jeans. I don't really like wearing them in public. So these were the sacrificial lamb jeans. I hate, the one thing I can't and I'll never do is wear sweatpants to the grocery store. I see people wearing sweatpants to the grocery store and I look at them and I look at them like I hate them. I don't hate them though, but I look at them in disgust. I guess that's the word. Now we're by a trail here, so it's, I don't know how much I'm gonna dig here. It's gonna be a lot of junk. Guess what I'll do, let's do this side or the right side. Let's do this left side, because I don't think I'm coming back up. Let's just go along here. Look at that rock wall. I mean, that's gotta be, it's old. Real old. You're not gonna get everything, you just get what you can. Is that a bottle? Like a plastic bottle over there? It'd be nice if it was glass, but I don't think it is. It's just plastic. I'm not gonna be able to haul garbage out of here today with me. Maybe we take a look at this. I don't know if I'll be able to get it or not, but sounds like foil. I'm not going to be digging through this stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not going to be dismantling the rock wall. I'm not going to be doing that. I know everybody wants me to, but... And it's deep. I'm not going to be destroying history to dig up oil. Now what I will do is I'll throw this out in the trail and someone else will pick it up, I'm sure. I can't haul garbage back today. So if you want to give me shit for that, then it would have been laying here for the next 100 years if I didn't just do that. I can't haul on garbage around. At least we got it out of there, right? There's a can too. We'll get the can out of there. Ooh, it's an old mini Budweiser can. Wow. Look at that. I'll get this. We'll put it next to the water. Somebody will get it. Or I'll get it next time the parents are still here. I'll be coming up here. I'll be coming up here. in a couple weeks I'm gonna walk to the top, so if it's still here, I'll pick it up. It's not today. Whoa, I almost went down. Okay, keep it off to the side. Okay. I kind of want to go up to that, to the right of it. Let's go up the other side of that, and then we're going to work our way down. And we got to start thinking about heading back towards the vehicle. Not go home yet. Let's try to see what it is. Oh, shotgun shell. Okay. Newer. I'm just gonna do this and then head down. I'm not gonna go back up that hill. That's kind of where I draw the line. I go up once and then I'm not gonna walk all the way back up there. Kind of gotta draw the line somewhere, right? Can't be going up like a billy goat. It's steep in here. And I really want to focus down lower. I think our odds are always going to be better lower. Well, I have gone through this area before with my oldest. Make sure I have everything. Okay. Pretty much going to focus only on high tones in this area. Anywhere around a path. Stick with anything solid from now on. Once we start getting deeper into the bush, I'll let the all tones fly. I know I was in here to check enough. I remember this. We'll go up here a little bit. I don't think I was down here. And I don't know if this is dirt. To me personally, this dirt looks like it was possibly pushed by some sort of machine through the logging trail, and so I'm gonna have to say right here is not original ground. It looks like it was bulldozed. So let me head down a little bit further. I know I wasn't down in here. But if you're using bug spray, that's another thing, if you're using bug spray, stay away from the 25% DEET. Go for 35 and above. I know the Repel I have, I think it's 45. It seems to work pretty good. The best stuff, now here are these things. These things I had all over me the one day. These things. They're like mites, my buddy was saying. My buddy Ben was saying these are mites. I had these all over me the one day. And bug spray does not work for those. So I have my thermals tucked into my other thermals to try to eliminate, but they get in your hair and they bite apparently. I didn't get bit, but I was picking them out of my hair and my clothes for the whole entire day. A few days ago, last week. Now it looks like we're on original ground now again. But I definitely want to head that way. I don't want to get myself too far over. But the Ben's 100% DEET, that's the best stuff you can get. It's a little pricey, but that's the stuff I go with. If I just haven't gotten it this year, you can't buy it in the store. You have to buy it online, and I had a ton of off, and I just said, well, I don't want to buy it if I have all this off. So I used the off up, and then almost made it through the whole season, and I needed a little bit more. I need another can, and I was by Walmart, and I grabbed the Repel. That's better than the off, I think. I think the higher percentage DEET, the better. Just try not to put it on your skin if possible. That's what I do. I try to not. Look at that rock wall. Wow. These guys stack these rocks on this hill. I deserve to detect it just along this edge for them. See if they left anything behind. Amazing. I don't know how they stack these rocks on this. I don't know if you guys can tell how steep this is. I give them credit. Looks like a logging truck came through here. Someplace or something. Looks like this was a wall and they destroyed it. They pushed it, which is a shame. They should put those guys in jail. Alright, what we'll do is... that is steep. Let's stay in this section. That's just so steep. I mean, it's just... I think I was down there at one point, if I remember correctly. Let's think about this. Was I down there? I know I went along that side, so let's try to hug in here. I was down along that rock wall a couple years ago. I found cans. Somewhat newer. I remember. I don't think I was in here, so this is all fresh. This is fresh ground for the detector. And I didn't have my Mind Lab, I had the Garrett 250. Which is an okay detector to get started. I'm on park. I guess I should put it in, I don't know how much it matters. We'll put it in field 1. We'll do 20-30. Do a field. I don't think it matters that much. But let me check the time. I got 2:52 p.m. on the 5th of November, 2025. If you're wondering. Whoa! Detector almost went. This is steep. This is like Billy Goat territory right here. But see how clean all this is? It's just really, really uneventful. If you come up to these random woods, you're either gonna... what is that? A hunter? You're either gonna smack it out of the park. There's something right up there. There's a guy. Oh, it's a chair. Okay. There's a chair. Alright. Just a chair. You're either gonna smack one out of the park like no one ever has before, or you're gonna come up empty-handed. And it's just how it is. Now this was cut. Let's go a little bit in there. Oops. It'd be nice to find an old bottle, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Look for bugs. They look good. Be real careful we don't wipe out here. This is brutal. And then I'm gonna head, eventually we're gonna head down to that flat. And then in. That's what, kind of where we're headed now. Look at that rock wall. Look at that. Talk about amazing. Okay, I did detect around that about 2 years ago. Let's go there. Let's focus in on getting down without getting basically killed here, because this is super steep. I'm using a shovel as a... Looks like there were turkeys in here, scratching up this hill here. If anybody's looking for a turkey spot, definitely turkeys. Alright. Check out the chair. Oh. Yeah, that's where we went ahead. I know there's rock walls down and it's going to be a little bit easier on my body. Head down in that flat. I don't even know if I'm able to detect much. It's just so steep. It's just unbelievably. Mushroom. It is. Wow. I gotta be careful. I like the park tone better. I don't like this field squealing noise. I don't think it matters too much. New park. We're just gonna go left to right. We'll zigzag down as gradually as possible. It is just tough. Really, really hard. Whoa! I know you guys maybe can't tell, but it's very steep and I have sneakers on and I don't even know how much boots would help. But I just got over a foot, basically a foot injury, so I can't wear boots. I cannot do it. I would, but this is all fresh ground, never detected this before. I'm sure no one ever has too, believe me. If they have and they're watching it, God bless you. Oh. I'm about to find a shell, even a shotgun shell. Zigzag to the right. Whoa. Hit that flat. I'll really be able to hit that a little bit more than this area here. This is just tough. Is there some garbage over there? No. I always look for garbage piles too. Whoa! Whoa. See what I mean? It's just... I'm gonna have to head in. I want to hear the detector light up like the night sky with some silver tones. It'd be great. But, okay. Whoa. Be able to do this stuff here more. I don't know how these guys did this rock wall. I really don't know how they look at it. There's more rock walls in here. Oh god. I'm gonna have to put a fresh battery in a minute too. I'm gonna take a water break. You can see though, when you come out here, this is what you get. This is totally different than parks. Totally. I mean, but I'm sure there's coins here somewhere. I'm sure they're here. Or that's why I'm here. But I don't know if you're gonna find them. Guys have hunted up here since God only knows. And I'm sure at some point somebody dropped something. But you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. We could do all this area here, and then I want to keep keep marching on. Be nice to hit something. My God. It's amazing, right? You think everything's littered with garbage until you come out into these woods where you're like, wow, people really weren't here too much. Alright, we're gonna hit this edge. See, that's like undetectable right there. Look how steep that is. You need soccer cleats, and then even then it'd be hard. Alright, this is great. What was that? Alright. Nice little bank. Well, I'm gonna go over here and then take a 5-minute break. Put a new battery in. Get some goldfish in me. Some cheese goldfish. And then we'll continue down. Boy, it'd be nice to get lucky, wouldn't it? Crank something in here. And I know if you probably have lost all hope at this point, but I'm telling you, just once in a while, there's just something laying there, and you don't never knew. Look at all these leaves. Oh my gosh. They're like real deep leaves right here. Super deep. Once I find a place to sit, I'm going to swap these batteries out. Alright, there's another rock wall up here. And I know I said don't go around rock walls, you may not find stuff, but it's like sometimes it's all you have to go by, so. But you still could find stuff anywhere. I don't mean not to go by rock walls, it's just some people have become fixated on rock walls, and it's like or just haven't found anything in a oh wait a second, where are we here? Okay, there's the trail. Let me see where I'm at. So I think we're good right here. We're just gonna keep going down. I think we want to stay right here. Okay. Well, let's sit right here and then I'll take a break and I'll come back in a few minutes after these messages. Oh God. Alright, we're back. I'm just gonna make a deer walk through here when I was eating. I'm gonna head down and then we're gonna, it looks like it might rain. I'm not sure. I'm gonna hop down here and get closer to the car in case it does rain. I'm not gonna be able to detect any of this. I think we're gonna have to walk over here. I'm gonna be able to do this. Let me shut the camera off and I'll come back. I'll be able to detect a little bit of this. We were up on top of that. We can see how steep that is. There's a rock wall here. All you rock wall nuts. See if there's anything in here. Go left to right here, right to left, whatever. It's been disappointingly quiet, I can say. I was hoping to find some more stuff for you guys. It's just how it is, you know. And that's why I only come up here once a year, and I try my best. I just have no guarantees. When you come up here, it's just, but this is the reality, you know. This is just how life is when you're detecting these mountains. Look at this deer trail. Wow, this is where the deer came up before. Right through here, look at this. That must have been where he was cruising through. Wow. Hot zone right here. You need to put a tree stand right here. I don't deer hunt. I used to. I don't do that anymore. I have no interest. This is all I do now is detect. I have nothing against deer hunting. I just don't want to sit in the woods and freeze. Shoot deer. No interest. For years I loved it, and then I look back now, I was thinking to myself, why did I even waste my time? Like I don't really like the taste of deer. It's okay, I'll eat it, but I don't. It's just, I wish more guys would hunt, so I don't hit them with my car. Because that's the sad fact. All these anti-hunters are all bent out of shape when somebody shoots a deer. But it's like, well, the other option is they get hit by a car. And then about that. Man, I thought we'd find something. What do we have? It's all day? What a boring. This is the bottom area I wanted to hunt. There's one other area down below. Possibly if we have time. This is like the billy goat area though here. This is brutal. And it's just dead air. Listen to it. He's dead. I don't know. I guess we could get lucky here. There's another rock wall. I guess we'll keep going over. I don't really know where we're at right now. Oh my God, a hit. Now for most of you, I think it's going to be a shotgun shell, unfortunately. I know no one's excited about that, but... let's see. Here. Alright, right here. Wow. It's actually somewhat diggable dirt. I mean, this must have been tilled. Oh yeah, deep one. Could it be a coin? Could be. I guess it could be. Like a buffalo, maybe? But it's probably gonna be a shell. Or something along those lines. Yep, shell. Alright. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get anything off that one, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Western? Number... yeah, we're not gonna be able to read that one. Let's go in the junk one. Alright, well, I can't believe somebody was standing here at one point. These hills are starting to eat into my energy levels. Filled it up, not that it matters, because no one's coming up here. Let's see. Okay, guys. I don't even know where I'm at right now, actually. We're a little bit back here, so I'm trying to figure out what to do next. Here's a nice deer rub. Can't really swing in here. It's gonna be a little hard. Oh, God. Let me turn you guys off, and I'll turn you back on when we actually get into something that's interesting, because this is a lot of dead air. Bye for now. Hold on. Be right back. Coming down here, hit a 33. I wanted to get it on cam. It's on top. Oh. I was just up in there. That's why I was walking to. I had to get off. Look at all that. It's just 33 here. Probably gonna be another shell, but I don't know. Yep, shell, another one. This is Western. I think these are from the 60s. Western Expert. I can maybe look that one up later. We'll see. I'll try to look them up. Alright, I'll turn it back on if we get another hit. Alright guys, we're kind of coming towards the bottom here. This is the part I wanted to videotape, but I don't know how much. My foot's starting to be a little aggravated, so I'm going to have to cut it short in a minute, but I just want to get you on for a little bit longer. And my foot's starting to get a little aggravated from these hills, and I don't want to ruin myself. So, let's get a little more video. I don't even know if we're going to get another beat, but a couple more, and then that's going to be that. If we even get a couple more. And then I'll be on with something more interesting this week with another detecting video in the park. But if you stayed this long, this one I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. I wish I could find stuff every time I go out, but it's not that easy, right? Especially you come out to places like this. I don't even really know where the trail is at this point. I'm just trying to find my way back. Kind of not lost, but some more rock walls. Amazing. I love that they did that. But I'm gonna cut it short for the day and head on out after this mostly disappointing day. Unless we get lucky, you know. Okay, there's the trail, the main trail. Here's this rock wall. I've never detected in here before. So, never. I don't know if anyone else has. I doubt it, but you never know. I don't think it matters though, because they didn't get every square inch. It's impossible. Okay, gotta be careful with the shovel on these hills too. It's like a razor blade. Yeah, we're headed towards the bottom here, guys. That's the way to come in. Look at that. If you go up way up top, there's great views. You continue to go up. We'll go along this rock wall, and then we'll head out, and then I'll say goodbye to you guys. Goodbye and good night. No. Whoa. Oh, yeah, shell. Got it. It must be. There it is. Okay, Western. We could look this one up. I wanted to tell you one other thing too. I was contacted a few months ago, actually. I think it was back in March, by MTV. And my one video I have posted, they wanted to use it on the ridiculousness, and they were going to pay me. And sign a contract and everything, and unfortunately the show got canceled. So I emailed them. I said, hey, you guys still gonna send me the $300? They're like, they just got back to me now. They're like, no, unfortunately we didn't use your clip and in the contract, but yada yada, and you know. So my video is not going to be on the show. But if you want to go look at the clip, it is called The Guy Walks Through Wet Concrete. It's when I worked up in Scranton. And got a video of the security footage when they're putting a new sidewalk in. The salt destroyed the sidewalk, the salt from the cars pulling in and out, and we got it on video, a guy walking through it. So if you want to watch the clip, more than welcome to. I have it up on my channel, probably from 2000 I'm gonna say 2012, 2011, so it must be 13, 14 years old. Jumpy low tone. I'm not gonna dig it. That was a bummer. Thought I was actually gonna get a couple bucks and ended up it's a nice nib. Look at this, see, even the shovel is just like, let's get out of here. You know? Well, it could be anything. Another shell. Oh yeah. That one's wasted. We're not gonna be able to see anything on that one. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. I'm getting aggravated here with my... It was a long day. Short video, but shorter than I thought at least. But thanks for watching. If for some reason I do go back in here, I'll find anything on the way down, I'll let you know. But other than that, see you next time on hopefully a park video next time where we actually find some stuff. But this was the mountain video for the year that everybody's asked for. It was uneventful, but we tried. Bye for now.